watch the clock tick. Lagos residents count down to Friday, the 24th of July, for the partial closure of the Third Mainland Bridge with an uneasy calm. The Federal Ministry of Works and Housing, as well as the Lagos State Government, seem to have perfected arrangements to ensure the smooth takeoff of the repair works, while promising minimal level of discomfort for the motoring public, who must meet their end of the bargain by adopting the official traffic advisory and obeying traffic laws in order to avert pockets of gridlock. Consequently, among implementable strategies is the massive rehabilitation of several alternative routes and the deployment of hundreds of traffic management personnel and equipment to address unlikely developments that may possibly arise. How well prepared are the agencies in charge to deliver on this critical task? What other roles must road users play as the D-Day approaches? This is a summary of our focus today on Panorama, coming to you from the Lagos Network Center. I am Dotsun Ogmiemi. Glad to have you on board. And we'll begin with the report that the incumbent governor of Ondo State, Oluwarotimi Akeredolu, has won the APC governorship primary. He polled 2,458 votes to defeat 11 other aspirants. His closest rival, Olushola Oke, scored 262 votes. The results of the primary election was announced early this morning by the chairman of the APC governorship primary and Kogi State Governor, Alhaji Yaya Bello. Details of this report will come to you in our subsequent bulletin.
Over 3,000 delegates from the 18 local government areas of Ondo State voted to elect the candidate of their choice in the October 10 governorship election in the state under the supervision of members of the APC election committee led by Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello. Aside this, INEC officials also monitored the conduct, which some of the party leadership described as peaceful and orderly. At the end of the election, the chairman APC Governorship Primary Election Committee, who is also Kogi State Governor Yaya Bello, announced the incumbent Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu as winner, having polled 2,458 votes to defeat other aspirants.
Oluwarotimi Odunayo, SAN, having scored the highest number of vote casts, is hereby declared the winner.
His closest rival, Olushola Oke, scored 262 votes. In his acceptance speech, Governor Akeredolu said the victory is for all members of the APC in the state.
In a matter of hours, I shall commence in an inexorable manner process of reconciliation to heal all perceived wounds. We need one another more in future than now.
The governorship election in Ondo State is scheduled for October 10, 2020 in Akure. Abiola Ario, NTA News.
And that report was by Abiola Ario. President Muhammadu Buhari is tasking the Nigerian armed forces to be more proactive and decisive in the battle against terrorism, insurgency, and other heinous crimes towards achieving sustainable peace and security in the troubled areas of the country. This was while engaging the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tuko Yusuf Buratai, on the achievements, challenges and setbacks regarding the recent military operations by the Army in parts of the country. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has the details.
The Army Chief, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, who just returned from a military operation in Katsina State, met President Muhammadu Buhari behind closed doors. Exercise Sahel Sanity in the Northwest featured prominently at the meeting.
Well, they are fully supporting the already ongoing operation Adarin Daji, which is a joint operation of all the armed forces and the security agencies this collective effort is making tremendous progress in the area of bringing about normalcy. We had a series of killings, kidnappings, cattle rustling, and of course the threat to prevent the people to go to their farms and farm this season. The security situation, I assure you, is under control. The troops, they are doing very well. I commend them for the efforts they've put in so far, and we are sure that this will be sustained, throughout this farming season and beyond, to ensure that our country is safe.
The progress made notwithstanding, President Muhammadu Buhari insists that sanity must be fully restored in the nation's security situation and the people of Nigeria adequately protected to pursue their legitimate businesses. General Burutai, however, said intelligence sharing and synergy between the law enforcement agencies and the civil populace are critical towards achieving the objectives.
These bandits are not outside Nigeria. They are not from foreign land. These terrorists, 99% of them are all Nigerians. These kidnappers, I would even say 100% of them are Nigerians. So it's not just the military tax and the security agencies tax to end the insecurity in this country. It's only when it goes bad that we are calling, but everybody has a responsibility. There are setbacks that can always occur in such type of military operations or any security agency operation, but that does not mean incapacity to handle it. That does not mean incompetence to handle it. As long as the efforts are there and they are visible, then the support of all and sundry will be required, to address this squarely.
The Chief of Staff to the President, Professor Ibrahim Gambari, attended the meeting that lasted more than 1 hour. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
The Minister of Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, says he has not interfered with the ongoing forensic audit of the Niger Delta Development Commission ordered by President Buhari. This was while making submissions before the House Committee on NDDC. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
The investigative hearing, which commenced last week Wednesday, was presided over by the Deputy Chairman of the committee, Representative Thomas Ereitomi, Monday, following the stepping aside of the Chairman, Olubunmi Ojo, due to what he explained as allegations of being on a mission of vengeance.
I hope this will give all parties opportunity to present their facts in the interest of the people of the Niger Delta.
Minister Niger Delta Affairs Godswill Akpabio, whose appearance was equal to a legislative summons, says the current management of NDDC did not award any contracts and that payments it made were below the threshold requiring approval of the supervising ministry. The forensic audit, he added, is ongoing.
The minister did not hijack the forensic audit. It is ongoing and it is going in line with due process.
House Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila, who joined the hearing, says the exercise is not an inquisition but an effort to establish happenings at the NDDC.
Now, this is not an adversarial hearing. It's not even inquisitorial. It's a fact-finding mission for the people of Nigeria.
On the collapse of the acting MD of NDDC, Professor Daniel Ponde, while answering questions on payments which the committee alleged were not captured in the 2009 approved budget of NDDC, Gbajabiamila says he might have been affected by the atmosphere in the hall, which was not air-conditioned, assuring that the acting MD has been taken to hospital for medical attention. The investigative hearing is on allegations of financial malfeasance and other activities at the NDDC. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
And now to the scheduled closure of the Third Mainland Bridge. The Lagos State Emergency Management Agency and other emergency response organizations have expressed readiness for the partial closure of the Third Mainland Bridge to enable workers carry out routine maintenance from Friday, July 24th, 2020 to January 24th, 2021. Ambale Ogbara reports that senior representatives of the agency embarked on a tour of the waterways.
As preparations for the partial closure of the Third Mainland Bridge reach fever pitch, Lagos State government has mapped out plans to ensure that water transportation becomes a viable alternative for its teeming commuters during the closure. Against this backdrop, some agencies embarked on a safety assessment exercise of the waterways. During the assignment, some defaulters were arrested for not wearing face masks and life jackets. The general manager, Lagos State Waterways Authority, LASWA, Oluwadamilola Emmanuel, said the partial closure of the Third Mainland Bridge makes traffic decongestion imperative.
The reason why we're doing this is to ensure that all safety measures are in place, because we don't want to have to cure. Instead, we want to prevent any emergency or any accident. So that's why we're collaborating, Lagos State Waterways Authority, with LASEMA and also the Safety Commission.
We'll ensure that everyone is wearing a mask. It would ensure that everyone wears a life jacket. Would ensure that there's also appropriate social distancing.
Director General, Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, LASEMA, Olufemi Oke Osoyintolu, stated that henceforth sanctions await any defaulter caught flouting safety rules on the waterways.
We will have safety marshals on the ground. We have emergency response people on the ground. We have our ambulance on the ground. Our heavy and sophisticated equipment will be put on the Third Mainland and on our waterways.
The agencies urged Lagos residents to take advantage of water transportation in the coming months to avoid getting caught in traffic. In Lagos, Abolore Ogbara, NTA News.
Meanwhile, rehabilitation work has commenced on several designated alternative routes in anticipation of the scheduled closure of the Third Mainland Bridge in Lagos. Free flow of traffic during the 6-month period, the Lagos State Command of the Federal Road Safety Corps will deploy 250 personnel to manage impending traffic situation. It seems the elements are in favor of the repairs taking place along the alternative routes, as there has been no rainfall in Lagos in the past few days, allowing the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency to speedily carry out the repairs.
We are expediting action on this because of the Third Mainland Bridge that will be closed on Friday. We are hoping to substantially by Friday, in fact by Thursday, substantially, most of them will have been completed.
We have decided to carry out maintenance work on them to ensure that there's a seamless flow of traffic during the period that the Third Mainland Bridge will be closed.
Come 24th July, these barriers will be making way as motorists who are applying the Third Mainland Bridge from the Oworoshoki end here to Adediji will be diverted onto this side of the road, while this portion of the road will be closed for repairs for a period of 3 months.
As preparations reach an advanced stage, the FRSC says it is concerned about the activities of articulated vehicles, which have cumulatively recorded 133 accidents in the last 6 months. The FRSC also warned tanker owners to desist from overloading and put their vehicles in good shape to prevent accidents on the road. The Third Mainland Bridge will be partially shut down from Friday, 24th of July 2020 for 6 months. Here to talk about issues relating to this development are the Federal Controller of Works in Lagos, Olukayode Popola, and the Lagos Sector Commander, Federal Road Safety Corps, Olusegun Okunbemide. They join me via Zoom. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Now let's begin with Mr. Popola. Walk us through the scheduled partial closure of the Third Mainland Bridge.
Thank you very much. Some of the alternative routes that we had work on, when you are coming from Ido, going to Oyibo, up to Ebute Meta, Adekunle, that been worked up by the Lagos State government. And when you now link it up to Tibowu, coming down to Onipanu, then you are now coming down to Maryland. Wherever Minister of Work has already carried out major repairs on that route. Then under the Maryland tunnel, we are not work there. So some of these alternative routes, we have already done them and they are in good condition.
Now, the Ministry of Works has embarked on massive rehabilitation on alternatives, like you rightly cited. What are the condition of these routes ahead of Friday's closure?
Yes, they are in good condition. As I'm talking to you, I'm at Imari, where FEMA is carrying out
All right. Now let's go to the sector commander. What strategies are in place to ensure that traffic does not shut down in Lagos?
So both authorities are advised to just cooperate with the law enforcement agency concerning the traffic management and the route. Thank you.
All right. And to the sector commander, what strategies are in place to ensure that traffic does not shut down Lagos?
Thank you very much. I would rather say that the strategy commenced from the traffic management staff house, which was agreed at the stakeholders meeting. There will not be counter flow on Third Bridge for inward and outward. It's going to be strictly for the peak period. So starting from that angle, we have solved the first line of body that would have been created for the Russian. All the peak periods, right, just like you rightly said, all vehicles heading towards Lagos Island has the right of the third pillar, which is the first line of strategy that is put in place. And also at the peak period returning to the mainland, all vehicles coming to mainland have the right of road. And outside that, with the full deployment that we have put in place, all the alternative routes are going to be managed with the support of other agencies that assist in managing the traffic. We have already highlighted our men in line with various signals that we have mandated in construction to put in place. Anything more than that is not to be objected to, because the safety of the Russians is very paramount. We were on Third Bridge yesterday with federal controller, where we had a media session on what diversion would look like at the Adelage event and at the land.
All right, Sector Commander. In your words, you said we cannot afford to have any vehicle break down at any point in time on any of these alternative roads. How much are you doing? I mean, how many men, for example, equipment are you having on the roads during this period?
We started yesterday. It's not the number of equipment we have that really matters. But stopping the them from breaking down. And that was the attention we put yesterday by trying to sensitize the articulated areas. There is not going to be business as usual. But outside that, we have gotten enough recovery vehicles with the support of Lagos State, where that are going to be placed at strategic locations. It's not that these recovery vehicles will be at a particular pool. They are going to be distributed all over the alternative, where they can easily have access to the point where the vehicles need to break down. Because by virtue of one vulnerability, it cannot deny the fact that there will be of vehicles breaking down in this group. But what is important is that we have made provision for that. So our vehicles have built various points that will be able to assess the points where there will be probability of obstructions.
All right. Engineer Popola, now, it has been said in several quarters that 6 months is a long time to shut down an important link, such as the Third Mainland Bridge. Kindly explain reasons behind the duration. Kindly explain reasons behind the duration.
is because of the maintenance that you want to carry out. We have the periodic maintenance that we want to carry out on Third Mainland Bridge, and that is, we are changing the expansion joint and we are changing the bearing on the surface. Then after that, we are going to do what we call the sub maintenance. That is, on the structures maintenance will be carried out under the bridge, and then we are going to do that one after the 6-month expiration of the work on the surface.
All right, let me go back to the sector commander now. What should motorists guard against in plying these routes as the section of the Third Mainland Bridge is going to be shut down?
Just in line with what we are operating under COVID-19 protocol, I try to raise a kind of rehabilitation protocol for this period too, where all road users are supposed to monitor various bridge that are going to be placed in alternative heading towards Third Mainland Bridge, either inward or outward. Obey all road construction signs that are going to be displayed. Obey all traffic officials who are going to be on ground to ensure smooth movement. Utilize the option that is available by making those the best use of PRT and the water release.
All right. All right, Sector Commander, thank you so much for your time. And I would also like to appreciate the Federal Controller of Works, Engineer Olukayode Popola, for his time as well. You're watching Panorama coming to you from the Lagos Network Center. Time now for a break. The news will be back shortly.
The virus, also known as COVID-19, has been declared by the World Health Organization as a global pandemic. While clinical trials are ongoing for a vaccine and a possible cure, there is no known treatment for the coronavirus. Nigeria has recorded some of these cases, and people are advised to take these preventive measures to keep themselves safe and contain the further spread of the virus. Wash your hands frequently with soap and water, or use hand sanitizers all the time. Maintain social distancing. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Practice respiratory hygiene. If you have fever, cough, and difficulty breathing, seek medical care early. Do not panic. Stop the spread of unconfirmed news. Follow the official government news outlets and report all cases immediately. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, Africa's largest television network.
Many thanks for rejoining us. The latest statistics provided by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control reveal that Nigeria now has 37,225 confirmed cases of coronavirus. The breakdown of the 562 new cases of COVID-19, according to the NCDC, reveals that the FCT recorded the daily highest of 102 cases, followed by Lagos with 100 and Plateau with 52 cases. Kwara State has 50, 47 in Abia, Kaduna has 35, Benue 34, 26 in Oyo, 24 in Ebonyi. Others are Kano, which has 16, Niger 15, Anambra 14, Gombe 12, Edo 11, Rivers 6, Nasarawa 5, Delta 5, Borno 3, Enugu and Bauchi have 2 cases each, while Kebbi has 1. The total number of confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the country is now 37,225. 15,303 patients have so far been discharged, while 801 deaths have been recorded across the country. Arsenal, Chelsea to rekindle rivalry in English FA Cup showdown. Olumide Eguntola has this and more on Sports Update.
Football lovers are of different opinions on the possible winner of this year's English FA Cup after Chelsea set up a final clash with Arsenal, Cup's 3-1 win over rivals Manchester United.
Frank Lampard has done it as a player, and I believe he can do it as a coach. And you know we always turn up for the big games. We're going to leave the trophy. And looking at the formation now, the tactics that they are using now, Chelsea cannot be their problem at all.
The final is slated for the 1st of August at the Wembley Stadium in London. And in another development, sequent to the huge funds that exchange hands in sports betting, parliamentarians and guests on NTA's Frontline Sports Program, the Sports Parliament, have advocated the effective use of funds gained from the sector for sports development. They also encourage sports federations to maximize this period to strategize ahead of the post-COVID-19 era.
It shouldn't be seen as a dead time. We need to retool.
Capacity building strategy and really leveraging on this, internet.
And from Ibadan, Ayomiku Ajibola reports that the remains of former chairman, Shooting Star Sports Club 3SA Bode Oyewole, have been laid to rest in Ibadan amidst encomiums from associates, well-wishers and relatives after a funeral service in his honor.
I do call him my ward best.
And will be resting in peace in view of the numerous achievements.
Bode Oyewole was a journalist and the chairman of 3SA Football Club when the club won the Nigerian First Division League title and West African Football Union WAFU Cup in 1998. With sports update, Olumide Kuntola, NTA News.
What's just reaching us has it that former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan has expressed formal appreciation to President Muhammadu Buhari for approving the naming of the Itakwe Warri Railway Station after him. Details of this report will come in subsequent bulletins. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari has expressed sympathies over the death of Malam Ismail Isa, a life patron of the International Press Institute and the Newspaper Proprietors Association of Nigeria. The president, through a statement signed by his senior special assistant on media and publicity, Garba Shehu, said he was saddened by the news of Malam Ismaila's passing, which he mourns on behalf of his family and the nation. The president described the late publisher and businessman as greatly respected and admired. He prayed Allah for the repose of his soul and fortitude for the bereaved family to bear the loss. The statement notes that through the years, Malam Ismaila had associated closely with President Muhammadu Buhari. And that's Panorama from the Lagos Network Center. Many thanks for watching.